Hello gorgeous peeps, this is Chris from TechSpert, and today we're going to be comparing three of the beefiest Pro branded smartphones to launch in 2020. Here on the left you've got the Realme X50 Pro, in the middle the fresh new OnePlus 8 Pro, and on the right the Oppo Find X2 Pro. All three will be releasing here in Europe very shortly, indeed around April-May time, and I've actually arranged them in price order here. So the Realme X50 Pro on the left is the cheapest, starting at €599, so probably 599 quid once you factor in taxes and the like. The OnePlus 8 Pro is the middle one at £799, and then on the right you've got the Oppo Find X2 Pro, which will cost you a mighty 1,100 quid. Ouchies. So let's crack on with that comparison, and for more on the latest greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers. So let's start with the design, the general look and feel of these handsets, and if I hadn't told you which one of these was the OnePlus and which one was the Oppo, you would definitely deserve a prize for guessing which was which, because from the front they basically look identical. They're both bloody huge 6.78-inch smartphones with a near full view finish, as you can see. They're very tiny bezels and just a teeny little pinhole camera up in that top left corner. In comparison, the Realme X50 Pro is positively compact at just 6.44 inches. It's definitely the baby of the bunch. Those bezels are a little bit thicker because the screen doesn't quite curve around the edges like it does on the OnePlus and the Oppo handsets. And of course, you do get that chunky double pinhole camera action up in the top there. All three of these smartphones do have a Gorilla Glass plating up front as well, just to add that little bit of extra protection, and you do actually get a pre-installed screen protector here on the Realme and the Oppo smartphones as well, but sadly not on the OnePlus. Now let's flip them all around and check out the arse end. And you'll see here they all sport very different designs indeed. Now both the Realme X50 Pro and the OnePlus 8 Pro sport Gorilla Glass around the back as well. The Realme can be grabbed in either this moss green finish or this gorgeous rust red, both of which of course are a matte glass finish, so that just helps to hide the smudges and the general greasiness whenever you pick them up. With the OnePlus 8 Pro you've actually got choice of a matte finish with this glacial green model, otherwise you can pick it up in a glossy mirror black version instead if you do actually want that sort of mirror finish. And last up, the Oppo Find X2 Pro of course has a more premium finish to help kind of justify that more expensive price tag. You can either pick it up in ceramic, which is like a tougher version of glass basically, or you've got this lovely vegan leather, in other words faux leather finish as well. It's a lovely soft touch finish, definitely feels really nice when you're clutching it. And it's also worth pointing out that both the OnePlus and the Oppo Pro handsets here are IP68 water and dust resistant, so you can fully submerge them in water, no problem as long as it's not for too long. Unfortunately the Realme X50 Pro does not have any IP rating on it. It's fine in a bit of rain, something like that, but definitely don't go taking it into the bath to check your Instagrams. As far as security goes, you've got an in-display fingerprint sensor on all three of these smartphones, and it's nice and fast and responsive, no problems at all. The OnePlus has given me a couple of little issues. Occasionally the fingerprint sensor just doesn't seem to want to fire into action, hopefully just a little bug that will be squashed very shortly indeed. And you've also got a good bit of face unlock as well, so just tap that power button, it'll recognize your mug, and you're immediately straight into your desktop. So again, swift, responsive, and very accurate indeed. Now unsurprisingly, all three of these smartphones are running the latest Android 10 OS, but of course you've got the manufacturer's own launchers slathered on top just to change up the general look and feel. Now the Oppo and the Realme smartphones sport very similar software indeed. It's the Color OS launcher here on the Oppo, and it's the new Realme UI here on the Realme X50 Pro, but it is essentially Color OS by a different name. As you'll notice if we dive into the settings, they look very similar indeed. They've basically got the same feature set. So to give a couple of examples, for instance, they've both got the Game Space app on board, great news for gamers. It basically just allows you to manage your resources while you're gaming, also can block notifications, stuff like that. You've also got a bit of one-handed mode support on these blowers as well, which comes in particularly handy of course on the Oppo Find X2 Pro, as it's an absolute beast. That's a feature that's sadly missing from the OnePlus 8 Pro though. In comparison, you've got OnePlus's own Oxygen OS launcher here on the OnePlus 8 Pro. It's the latest version 10.5, actually makes it look a lot more like stock Android with the likes of the Discover tab now back in action instead of the old OnePlus shelf. But of course you've got great customization options on here, plenty of stuff that you can fiddle around with. You can get it set up so it looks just the way you want it to. Play around with the icons, and of course you've got full-on dark mode and everything as you'd expect. Some new motion wallpapers on here as well. I think the settings are a bit tidier compared with the ColorOS and the Realme UI, so definitely like everything is basically where you would expect it to be. It seems to be a little bit more logically laid out, and you got the likes of the games mode and everything stuffed on there as well, similar to ColorOS. So the only thing you really miss on here is a dedicated one-handed mode, though at the very least you can pull down that notifications bar from anywhere on your desktop, so that's something. Now all three of these displays are of course AMOLED tech, as you'd expect at this more premium end of the market. The Realme X50 Pro has a 6.44 inch panel, while the others are near 6.8 inches in size. That smaller Realme X50 Pro display is also a Full HD Plus resolution panel, whereas the others boast a mighty Quad HD Plus res. But you do have to get in pretty close when viewing these things side by side to really see much of a difference. You could also get in there and change up the resolution if you like to make it a Full HD Plus if you want to preserve the battery life. You've also got an auto select option on both of these as well, so the phone can actually choose which resolution to use depending on what you're actually doing on it. All three of these panels support HDR10 plus visuals for sharp contrast where that's supported. And the OnePlus definitely produces warmer colours by default of the three, but you can alter the colour output of all three of these in the display settings to suit your own personal tastes. These panels are all super bright as well. The Realme X50 Pro gets up to 1000 nits, whereas the Oppo and the OnePlus can reach 1200 or 1300 nits in direct sunlight. And you've also got fast refresh on all three of these panels as well. The Realme X50 Pro tops off at 90Hz, whereas the others max out at 120Hz, but again this can be configured in the settings. And the Oppo and the OnePlus can also make the most of that 120Hz panel by boosting the frame rate of content in the likes of YouTube and Amazon Prime Video, which definitely makes a difference during scenes where there's a bit of panning or swift motion involved. I'm definitely happy with the audio on all three of these devices as well. You get full stereo speaker setup with Dolby Atmos support. Unfortunately, although there is no headphone jack action, frowny face. Now, if you are a power user into your bit of gaming and stuff like that, then it doesn't really matter which of these handsets you pick either. You get a Snapdragon 865 chipset on all three of them, backed by up to 12 gigs of RAM. Plus that is DDR5 memory as well, so fast read-write speeds and quite power efficient. All three of them definitely stay nice and cool for your extended gaming sessions, even when you're passing time in self-isolation with a 2-hour PUBG session or whatever. My knackered old wrists tend to be achy as by then, so that's about as far as I make it. And good news for PUBG and Fortnite fans, because the OnePlus 8 Pro and the Oppo Find X2 Pro offer 240Hz touch sampling rate. It's 180Hz on the Realme X50 Pro as well. All three of them basically super responsive to every poke and swipe, so you'll see a reaction instantly. Connectivity as well, no issue certainly for PUBG fans, Fortnite again, anything like that. You got a 5G modem packed in all three of these handsets. So the Realme X50 Pro, actually one of the most affordable 5G handsets around for 2020, great stuff. And you've also got Wi-Fi 6 support on all three of these as well, so definitely future-proof. Now as for the battery, well, the OnePlus 8 Pro actually has the biggest battery of these three at 4510 milliamps. The Oppo finds less space for its battery despite being about the same sort of size and weight and everything. That's a 4260 milliamp cell, and the Realme X50 Pro comes in just behind at 4200. And the OnePlus is also the only one of these handsets to support wireless charging as well as reverse wireless charging if you want to power up some accessories on the go. And you've also got optimized charging on here, which you won't find on the other two, which basically helps to prevent overcharging if you leave the phone plugged in overnight, all night, every night. So hopefully over the long term it won't be damaged and that battery life will stay strong. Definitely a shame you don't get that wireless charging support here on the Oppo Find X2 Pro. However, where the Realme and the Oppo do beat the OnePlus is its wired charging speed. They've got 65-watt wired charging, crazy good. Just over half an hour will fill up that battery, no problem whatsoever, as long as you use, of course, the supported adapter. The OnePlus isn't too far behind with its Warp Charge 30T tech, though. At the same time, at the plug will give you just over 2/3 of a charge, so again, pretty good. Now, if we dive on into the storage on all three of these smartphones, you get a choice of 128 or 256 gigs on the OnePlus and the Realme smartphones, whereas the Oppo Find X2 Pro goes all the way up to a mighty 512 gigabytes of onboard storage. Definitely some crazy good specs there. Unfortunately, there's no micro SD memory card support on any of these blows, so you can't go expanding, but fingers crossed that shouldn't be necessary anyway. And now let's finish up by flipping all of these smartphones over to the arse end once again, and this time checking out that mighty camera tech. And when it comes to the primary lens, the OnePlus 8 Pro and the Oppo Find X2 Pro are actually very similar. They both spot a 48 megapixel primary shooter using Sony's IMX689 sensor. Meanwhile, the cheaper Realme X50 Pro actually has a bigger resolution primary lens at 64 meg, this time using Samsung's GW1 sensor. All three have an ultra-wide angle lens, but once again the Oppo and the OnePlus set themselves apart. They've got a 48 megapixel ultra-wide angle lens, whereas the Realme X50 Pro makes do with a more basic 8 megapixel effort. And all three of these phones boast a telephoto lens as well, although the Oppo Find X2 Pro definitely wins this round with a mighty 5x optical zoom. The OnePlus 8 Pro has a 3x optical zoom, and the Realme slums it a bit with a mere 2x optical zoom. And the OnePlus 8 Pro also finishes off with a final photochromatic lens, which is kind of batshit crazy, to be perfectly honest with you, kind of bleeding the colors while retaining the textures, and yeah, it's weird. Now, as far as photo quality goes, all three are quite capable, but the Oppo Find X2 Pro is definitely the superior device. It can capture great looking photos in pretty much any conditions. The other two do tend to struggle with really strong lighting or in particularly low lighting as well. Thankfully, of course, all three have a night mode of some description as well, which helps to take a long exposure shot. You can use like the ultra wide angle lenses with that as well on all three of these handsets. You can shoot up to that maximum resolution in all three as well. So of course on the Realme you can shoot up to 64 megapixel images, 48 on the other two. It's easy to swap here on the OnePlus, just a quick tap of that icon there. But you will see you've got an AI mode on the Oppo and the Realme handsets, which you don't get on the OnePlus. That can just basically acts as like a scene recognition tool. It can boost colors to make them more vibrant, things like that. You do of course have a portrait mode on all three of these blowers as well to produce a nice bit of bokeh action. This really zooms in for some reason on the OnePlus with that standard primary lens, but you can shift to the ultra wide angle lens, which then gives you a normal view again. And yeah, you do get full pro controls on all three of these blowers as well, so you can play around with individual elements like the ISO levels, the white balance, and you can shoot in raw images as well as just the standard JPEG. As for the video, well, you've got HDR spots here on the OnePlus as well as the Oppo Find X2 Pro. Unfortunately, not so much right here on the Realme X50 Pro. The Realme also can't do 4K resolution footage at 60 frames per second. It tops off at that 4K level at 30 FPS. Unlike the other two, which can happily shoot 4K resolution footage at that full 60 frames per second. So if you're really serious about shooting a lot of good quality video, you want to probably consider the OnePlus or the Oppo rather than the Realme. But the good news is that the image stabilization is good on all three of them. They've all got a kind of super steady mode if you're going to be moving around and shooting at the same time, which is great to see. And you can also shoot video using the range of lenses as well, including the likes of the telephoto. Although here on the Realme X50 Pro, again, it's a bit limited in that front. You can't use that ultra wide angle lens in 4K because it's low resolution. You can only shoot at full HD. And then if we swap around to that front facing camera, it's actually the Realme X50 Pro that's got the more advanced camera tech, because you've got not only a 32 megapixel primary lens, but you've also got an ultra wide angle lens that you can swap to. I believe it's an 8 megapixel at any point if you want to fit more into the background. It's a standard just 32 megapixel here on the Oppo Find X2 Pro, no ultra wide angle option, and it's a mere 16 megapixel effort here on the OnePlus, so not quite as crisp in that detail and everything, but all three can shoot absolutely great looking pics, of course, for a bit of Instagram actions if that's what you're into. Full HD video maxing out, though there's no 4K options. And so that in a nutshell is how these three Pro smartphones stack up against one another for their specs, features, general performance and everything else. As you can see, the Realme X50 Pro offers quite a lot for not a huge amount of cash. You've got that full 5G support, the performance, decent battery life and everything, so all the stuff you'd really like. But if you do want a slightly more super premium experience, then of course you've got the likes of the Oppo Find X2 Pro and the OnePlus 8 Pro with the 120Hz display and the faster touch response rate. You've got the likes of the wireless charging here on the OnePlus, stuff like that. So which one are you more tempted by? Definitely be great to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Have yourselves a lovely week, people. Cheers.